From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Thank you, Woody. Thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to I've Got a Secret. Now that you've met the star of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, let's try to meet the successes on our panel. First, there's Betsy Palmer, the successful actress. Next, there's Bill Cullen, whose success has not spoiled him. Next, there's Bess Meyerson, the successful television personality. And finally, Henry Morgan. What you got in your hands? Oh, they're empty. He was just holding his head. Now may we have our first contestant, please? Happy to have you with us. Would you tell us your name, please, and where you're from?
My name is Marguerite Pillery from Jackson Heights, New York.
Miss Pillery is a very busy lady. As a matter of fact, we had to schedule her first on the program tonight because she has to get right back to work. So, Miss Pillery, if you will whisper to me, we'll show the people at home just what it is that you do. And... the clue to Miss Pillery's secret panel concerns her job, and we'll begin the game with Betsy Palmer.
Miss Pillery, do you do this job alone?
No.
Do you do it inside of a regular building?
Yes.
Is it a home?
No.
We're not sure what you mean by a regular building, but it's not a weird building.
Now, do you do this in what we would call a business building?
No.
Do you do this in a home?
No.
Do you do this, would it help to know where you do this?
Yes.
Is it a gymnasium?
No.
$20 down. Bill Cullen?
Gymnasium got a laugh. Now, if I could only get it together with... It's not a business and it's not a home. Is it a hall of a type?
Yes.
Can I classify it in the same overall classification as museum, which is also not a building?
No.
Hospital?
No.
Not gymnasium?
No.
See, gymnasium got another laugh, you know?
Yes, I was working for...
I don't know why, but it did, a little bit there.
Restaurant? No, that's a business.
That's a hall, too.
It's a hall. It's not a home, and it's not a business. It's something in between. What in the world is in between? Church?
No.
Got a bigger laugh than the gymnasium.
A buzzer there. $40 down. Bess?
Miss Pillery, let me ask you one other question. Is what you do in the field of entertainment?
Yes.
Then would it be a theater?
Yes.
Are you on the stage?
Yes.
You act? Plus other things?
Not primarily acting. A little acting is involved, I would say.
Yes.
Are you on a Broadway, in a Broadway play now?
No.
Are you performing now? Will you perform
Yes.
after you leave us?
Yes.
Are you off Broadway? Are you in the street somewhere? On a truck?
It's working the whole neighborhood.
But you're in a theater performing on a
Yes.
stage. Now,
$60 down. Henry?
Okay, Henry, we set it up for you.
Are you, hello there. Ma'am, are you talking about the theater we're in now?
Not this building, no.
No.
Oh, is it a television theater?
No.
Is it an ordinary, what we call a legitimate Broadway house?
No.
Well, we covered that, didn't we? That's what I was playing. As I remember, in the street, no. Is it connected with the school?
No.
Is there any money involved in this?
Oh, yes.
Thank goodness. Well, that's in a regular theater.
Miss Pillery, will you tell the panel why you have to rush off so early tonight?
Because I'm going to the Metropolitan Opera tonight and sing in Fidelio.
That's right. Now, some of you, if you were going to do that, you'd probably be all nervous now, but the reason that Miss Pillery seems to be taking this all in stride is that she has sung at the Metropolitan 5 or 6 times a week, every season for the past 55 years, since 1910. Yes, Henry.
Were you there Saturday matinee?
Yes.
I saw it.
Did you like it?
You don't look it. Miss Pillery, do you remember the very first opera you ever...
Yes, it was Armida, and Caruso sang in it, and
Caruso?
Toscanini. Yes.
And Toscanini was the conductor?
Toscanini conducted.
Boy, what kind of a man was Caruso to know?
Oh, he was very nice and very nice to work with.
Did you ever talk to him?
Oh, yes. Talked with him frequently. He used to like to wrestle with me. Of course.
Wrestle?
Wrestle, yes.
Really, wrestle?
Of course, that was in my younger days. So upon one occasion, he asked me if I would give him a kiss. And I said to myself, oh, my goodness, he doesn't...
Well, I would hope so after all that
He
wrestling.
doesn't know that I'm married. After all, he's Italian. My husband was Italian. And just then he said, where is your husband? So then, of course, I didn't give him the kiss that time, but I promised myself I would give him a kiss next time.
Did the next time ever come?
The next time came, but I was a coward. I didn't give it to him the next time.
Cute story. Well, Miss Pillery, this is the, as you know very well, the final season for the old Metropolitan Opera House. Are you going to be moving with the rest of the company to Lincoln Center next year?
Yes, I'm looking forward to with the rest of them.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
I know that you don't have much time, but would you sing a little something for us tonight?
I'll try.
All right. Here is Marguerite Pillery of the Metropolitan Opera Company, accompanied by her daughter. Incidentally, Miss Pillery has a cold tonight, but she's still going to sing for us. Accompanied by her daughter, Mrs. Elizabeth Martini, singing Andai Musik by Schubert. Thank you so much, Marguerite Pillery. Thank you so much for... And my thanks to the stagehands, too, for that one. We'll be back in a minute, but first, watch this, or watch that, too. Now may we have our next contestant, please. Nice to have you with us, sir. Would you tell us your name and where you're from?
Tom Williams from Duluth, Minnesota.
Before we begin your questioning panel, I'll give you a little head start by telling you that Mr. Williams is a professional athlete. There's a big hint for you. But I'm not going to tell you what his particular sport is. And one other information I guess I should give you, a bit of information, is that he is unique in the field that he works in. So now, Mr. Williams, if you'll whisper to me, we'll find out just what that field is. I see. And what makes you unique in that context? The clue panel concerns his profession and obviously what sets him apart from everybody else in his field. And we'll start the questioning with Bess this time.
Mr. Williams, is this a sport played on an open field?
No.
Is it played indoors rather than outdoors?
Yes.
Do you wear a special uniform when you play this?
Yes.
Is a ball involved?
No.
They have a lot of fun.
Is there any particular equipment involved with what you do?
Yes.
Is it something that has wheels?
No.
I'd like to see it that way, Kyle. $20 down. Henry?
You use a special equipment. Would you call it a device?
You could.
Thanks. I don't know what I'm going for. I was hoping you'd say no. A device that you use in a sport, is it team sport?
Yes.
How many men?
No. One more outburst like that, Henry, and I'll clear the courtroom.
Do you play it on ice?
Yes.
Oh, hockey.
Yes.
And, what's the matter? Oh. Now you're unique, which means the only person who does what you do.
You were very close there, Henry. $40. Betsy?
I really thought that you played hockey, too, because you walk like a skater. You look like you're skating when you walk. You really do.
When you see him skate, he skates like a walker.
Could you be, by any chance, could you be the goalie?
No.
No? Do you, wait, you have
I'll give
to
you a
play.
little hint, Betsy. His position is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to do with the puck?
No.
If you play hockey, it has to do with the puck. Does it have to do with the
Hockey has to do with a puck, but his secret has nothing to do with it.
Does it have to do with the paraphernalia? Why are you breaking up, you crazy man?
Because I was on an airplane all night long. That's all. Oh, yes. Now back to our program. $60 down, Bill Cullen.
I'd like to thank the panel for using these few minutes prior to this to set it up for me.
Well, you're welcome.
You're a unique hockey player.
It has nothing to do with this puck. So
Has nothing to do with the puck, has nothing to do with your position.
Or hockey stick.
Is it that you don't skate?
I've been accused of that.
No, he plays it with a ball.
He plays it.
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
no, this is ice hockey now.
No, it's real serious, yes.
Tom, this team you play on, it is a man's team, right?
Right.
Do you carry a stick?
Yes.
Speak softly.
Well, this is kind of a tough one, panel. I'd like to introduce now Mr. Williams, who is better known to sports fans as Tommy Williams, star center for the Boston Bruins ice hockey team. Now, the distinction that we've been talking about is that out of the 6 teams in the National Hockey League involving over 120 players, Tom is the only American-born player in all of Major League Hockey.
I know only one other thing. Tommy is the only American-born hockey player, and there's only one other hockey player who was not Canadian, and that's Stan Mikita, who was born in Czechoslovakia. I just throw that in, because that's
All right.
all I know.
I'm sorry, Bill, we're going to throw it right back out again. Tom, we know why they play a lot of hockey up in Canada. How come, though, you broke through and were the exception to this rule?
Well, when I was young, my father was an old pro hockey player, and he helped me quite a bit. And I just kept going right up the ladder, and finally the Bruins scouted me, and I made the big leagues.
Well, good for you. Listen, why the heck is there all that roughhouse and mayhem in hockey, more than there is in other rough sports, I mean?
Well, I think the biggest reason is that in hockey, you're not fined for fighting unless you start swinging your stick or something, and there's a lot of contact. And
would it be better if they did have fines, do you think, to stop
no,
some of it?
I think that the people who do come like to see the rough stuff, and that's a big part of the game, I'd say, you know.
Yeah. Well, if that's such a big part of the game, why don't they just put a couple of guys in the ring and let them beat each other to death? Look at all those savings in hockey pucks. Well, Tom, we're very honored to have a real champ with us under any circumstances. Good luck to you, and thanks for joining us tonight. Tommy Williams. We'll meet our special guest for tonight in just a minute, but first, this message. Oh, hello there. I was just getting dressed. Now it's time to meet our special guest for tonight. As I've already told you, the musical comedy star of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, and most currently, the star of such motion pictures as The Loved One and the soon-to-be-released Oh, Dad, Poor Dad, Mama's Hung You in the Closet, I'm Feeling So Sad. Here is Robert Morse. nice to have you with us, Bob. I see that this thing here and some more things backstage are all weird-looking devices. What's the idea?
Well, these are original models of some very famous inventions of men who succeeded in business by really trying. These are the original models.
And the panel's supposed to guess what they are? Is that the idea?
That's the idea. I have...
What's this invention here? Could we have a hint or anything on this one?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I thought the panel might,
Get right at it?
Get right at it.
All right.
So
start with Betsy.
I think it's a cash register.
That's right.
Betsy, it's yours.
When was this thing built, Bob?
This was built in 1878, and the funny thing about it is you can't put money in it. It would just ring up the sales of the day. And I'll press it just to show you, like 75 cents, and it takes about 75 pounds of pressure, and it only gets to about 72.
So there was 3 cents stealing money for the cashier.
So that's that one there.
What was it called? Who invented this?
Oh, yes, this was invented by a man named James Ritty, and it was called Ritty's Incorruptible Cashier. That's what it was.
Tells you a lot about human nature in those days, too, doesn't it?
Well,
that takes care of that one. Now we have one for... All right, I'll see you in about 20 minutes.
Bye-bye.
Bill, we have one for you.
I love that.
Now what do we have?
Well, this is something that Bill is supposed to guess about. And this is an awfully tough one, Bill.
Yeah, this is a little tough because it doesn't look like anything of the modern counterpart at all.
Incidentally, I'd like to thank the National Cash Register Company obviously for the cash register.
Yes.
And pardon me for interrupting. We also just got a call from Miss Pillery. She called back and she said she made a mistake. It's, what is it? The masked marvel? What is it? The masked ball. I'm sorry. The masked ball she's singing, and not Fidelio. She missed her cab and she missed the whole thing. I'm sorry, no.
This invention's a little tough because it, as I said, but it was invented by Thomas Edison. And so, who should we give this to?
Bill,
Yes.
all yours.
Go. What is it, Bill?
It looks like an electric motor.
Well, very close. It does have
Good
something
start.
to do with electricity.
Does it have anything to do with the battery? Storage of power.
Well, yes. It's not the battery that we would know today, I would
Is it
say.
a generator?
There is a little
there's a battery here.
Battery
Just stick
there.
your finger in here.
And that little thing moves when you connect the whole thing up.
That's great. Hey, you're very mechanical.
that's right.
So it's an activator, generator fan.
No, it has nothing to do with this.
Oh,
Something happens
it's a
over...
music box power machine.
No.
It's a cash register box power machine.
No.
Dictaphone.
Dictaphone. A phonograph power machine activator.
Bill, if I let you make that sentence any longer, you probably would have hit it. It is actually, what do they call it?
It's a mimeograph machine, the first original mimeograph machine. This is really something. If we have time, I'd like to show you how it works here without breaking it.
We'll make it work.
This goes down in the electricity or something, the acid. That was my high school electricity.
And that should make this
This
spin
goes
around.
up, and then you spin this. And what they did, they would make the, what do you call it, the mimeograph? Stencil.
Yeah.
On there, like that.
And then
Maybe we'll try.
You would lift this like this,
Right.
and put a piece of paper right in there, and then put this down, and then pull this drawer out, and there'd be a little kind of a chemtone roller in here, and you'd lay the goop on like that.
I was to write it on.
And then you put that back in there and get it all over your hands.
What's this?
And then you'd lift this up,
You both look like Edison. You really
and
Nothing.
You have to come in close.
You have to come in close.
it's actually there, but I didn't do too good a job. There are two men whispering to each other about how badly I did this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. And this is the original rag that they wipe their hands on. In those. Oh, now we have another thing. This is for you to guess about, Bess.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best guess.
This is really something. This is very old. This is was invented and built in 1642. This is the original. It was invented by a French philosopher by the name of Pascal. It's over 300 years old, really.
Isn't that fantastic?
Now,
Pascal,
I think we should show it, it's very delicate, so that you can see what it is.
Lovely box. Isn't that pretty?
That's it.
What do you think it is, Bess?
It's a box.
Right?
One of the things it is.
Now, does it register from where I'm sitting?
Yes, it does.
registers something. Do you feed information to it?
In a way.
Yeah, very definitely. It's an information feeder.
Is it an adding machine?
Right.
Yes.
Henry.
They tell me this is the forerunner of today's digital computers. Is that right,
That's
Bob?
right. It really is.
Sure, how it
It's
works.
300 years old. I guess you put your stylus in here and you move the numbers and it changes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
In French, this says like 100 million, 1,000, I mean, and thousands and hundreds and tens and numbers and things like that.
In the back here, I don't know if you
They really explain these things very well.
They told me to show it, so I think it's very
Can we open
interesting.
this?
We'll open the back here, but look at the workmanship. As I say, 300 years old.
Yes, these
Put
are
a
all little
computer in there.
wheels and gears.
Where'd you get that?
First IBM.
Glad you asked that, Henry. I
Whitebread
just came in
stores, I
tonight.
Is it
Steve, where did we get that?
Where?
Wallace.
From IBM.
This is from IBM.
That's right. That's right.
This is the original.
IBM machine. I don't think it's for sale.
Oh, no.
You are.
Well, everything has its price.
But it's the first.
That's how it
Well,
works.
that's every man has his price.
Yes, that's the thing.
That is the thing.
All right?
Yes, thank you.
We have
very
one
much.
more.
Oh, indeed, we do.
Bye.
One for you, Henry.
They probably only...
Comes Henry's.
Here comes
Gets
Henry.
lonesome out here, doesn't it?
This is for Henry. Figure this out. I don't want to tell you anything about this because...
That's a telephone.
Good night, everybody.
That's it. That's the telephone.
Actually, they were working on a variation of the telegraph, I was told, when they stumbled on the telephone. We have another machine here to show how the vibration carries off when you yell in here. This is the original duplicate of the telephone.
I will hold this original microphone here down to that so that you'll be able to see what it does, if it does anything as a result of Bob screaming at the other end of it.
What do you think I ought to scream?
What hath God wrought? What hath, whatever.
All right.
What God hath wrought.
What God hath wrought.
What God hath wrought? Nothing. We'll try again.
That's the original silence that was heard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's working. Get a little closer.
Hello! What did they know in those days?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now it's happening. When he put it down, it did it. Some of these great accidents lead to great discoveries.
We might have invented something right now, isn't it? Yeah. I'll just hold this, fan.
Yeah. Well, Alexander Graham Bell had his problems too, believe me. You just heard about his big hits. He also invented the talking wastebasket. Who needs one of those?
Good night, everybody.
Bob, thank you so much. Robert Morse, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And we are indebted to Bell Laboratories. Bell Laboratories for that particular invention. Mrs. Pillery called back again and she's gotten out of the business altogether. And I'm also supposed to mention that the thing that we call it. But I'll never mention it if I keep this up. No, seriously, the thing we call a mimeograph machine, it was called Edison's pen. That shows you how careless they were, but it was borrowed from the Edison Laboratory in Greenfield Village, Dearborn, Michigan, and we are very thankful for it. And we have all the original members of the Edison family right now, screaming their brains out. By the way, I just want to mention that America faces a serious dollar gap between the money it spends abroad and the money it receives. So learn how you can close that gap. Send for a free new booklet, Keeping the American Dollar Strong. Write to Good as Gold, U.S. Department of Commerce, Washington, D.C. Good night, panel. Good night. Good night, everybody. Keep inventing. Next week, our guest is Phyllis Diller, the inventor of the original fright wig.
Miss Meyerson's Down by Cameo. Tomorrow night,
Dina Merrill guest stars as a beautiful woman held hostage by a suspected slayer on Daktari in color. On Wednesday evening, look for incredible adventure in a strange world when a revived robot challenges the Robinson colony on Lost in Space.